This is an article by William Mount, and I don't know what to make of it, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Certain sections of it are very strange. He says, Queen Elizabeth is dead. It's an article on July 24th, yesterday, and he's referring obviously to Queen Elizabeth II of England. He says, we've been hearing reports from England that Queen Elizabeth, the real one and not her doubles, is dead, and that Lord Lyons of Scotland cannot certify Prince William Mount as king because the Windsor family is made up pretenders. First of all, Prince William, why does he call him here Prince William Mount? That's not his surname. And then he goes on to say, please pray that those who wish to destroy America and freedom are themselves destroyed. First of all, he's from the House of Windsor. His father is Prince Charles of Wales, and he is the second in line to succeed his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, after his father, Prince Charles. So I don't understand why this article says that he has to be the successor of the Queen of England. That's not correct. So let's go on with this absurd article. He says, if it's true, then the UK is dead unless Lord Lyons comes up with another man to fill the spot. And if this is true, then the United States Corporation must go away and return as a republic. So, by law and by treaty and by the money Stuart Trust of the Crown must be redistributed to the people of America and England. Also, the Rothschilds can now be arrested and tried for treason, and their assets seized by the English government, the article goes on to say. The violation of these treaties is punishable by death by the English Parliament. And then he goes on to give us an email that he receives from Sir David Andrew, dated July 18th. The Geneva Bible is one of the most historically significant translations of the Holy Bible into English, preceding King James translation by 51 years. It was the primary Bible of the 16th century Protestantism and was the Holy Bible used by William Shakespeare, Oliver Cromwell, John Knox, John Donne, John Bunyan, and authors of Pilgrim's Progress. It was one of the Bibles taken to America on the Mayflower. But my question is, why is this email from this Sir David Andrew have subject matter, an introduction to the Geneva Bible? So the more we read this article, the more we realize it's some kind of a spoof because of the fact that the subject says it's an introduction to the Geneva Bible. So he says, however, King James was not the son of Queen Mary. His name was James Erskine, the Knight Templar, who murdered Jacob III, the son of Mary, sometime between 1585 and 1587. This murder was documented in 1987 during the renovation of Edinburgh Castle when the body of Jacob VI was discovered. However, if Jacob VI was a bastard child, he would not have been allowed to succeed to the throne since illegitimate children do not have the right of inheritance. Another Knight of Templar, Sir Francis Bacon, the article goes on to say, convinced Queen Elizabeth to behead Mary in 1587, so in this way completing a coup d'etat of Scotland without firing a shot. It was then just a matter of time, that is 16 years, before the death of Queen Elizabeth, and the coup d'etat of England was also complete without firing a shot. So, because of these developments, Lord Lyons has disqualified all of the present Queen Elizabeth's children and grandchildren from inheriting the English throne. Thus, when Queen Elizabeth II dies, it is the end of the British Empire as we know it. I have reason to believe, it says, that Queen Elizabeth died in June 2015, and her family is concealing her death in order to remain in power. Just as I have reason to believe that the deaths of Henry Kissinger on December 7, 2010, and Hillary Clinton in May 2011, and George Bush January 2014 are being concealed in the United States, at least until Jeb Bush, a slave trader and an absolute tyrant, becomes president in 2017. Queen Elizabeth II had her 89th birthday in April 2015. So it goes on to say here that Queen Elizabeth was forced to abdicate the throne of Scotland in 1996, and she returned King David's throne chair to Edinburgh Castle in May of 97. The throne of Scotland, it says here, has been vacant ever since, and that it most probably will again be filled in 2017, otherwise October 2027, 10 years later, in the year of Jubilee, by a mighty king who will destroy the New World Order and its minions. And he says it should be noted that Michael Brown wrote this introduction in 1988. At that time, there were very few people who knew about the murder of Jacob VI. And now, 30 years later, very few people are aware of Jacob VI's murder by James Erskine. This might explain why Queen Elizabeth has been in seclusion. She is dead, it says here. So, this is by an article by this person who calls himself Dr. William B. Mount. And I'll leave a link below for you for this article, just in case you want to read it and see what else you can come up with.